Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Start Collecting Kings of War, and today we're going to take a look at the Basilean army set. Now in this video, we're going to go through the contents of this box set, talk a little bit about all the units that are inside of it, what they do on the tabletop and how they can be built, and also, how we are going to use this as the start of our force. And then we're going to look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample armor list of 1,000 points to hopefully give you some inspiration for starting your own force of the Basileans in Kings of War. And so, to start off with, first of all, we get 30 men-at-arms. Now, these can be built as a variety of different units. First of all, we have men-at-arms swordsmen. These are the cheapest of the 3 different options we have, and we can choose to have them increase to a veteran command like we can for a lot of different units. Depending on the size of the unit we're going to go, this will vary in points from 5 to 15 point upgrade, but it will increase our waiver and route values by +1 having these veteran commands, which is pretty cool. Now, on top of that, we have Iron Resolve. This is just a rule we're going to see as standard across a ton of the Basilean force, which is really nice. Iron Resolve is going to give us, some ability to really just stay in that fight a little bit more. If your unit is steady as a result of a nerve test, you'll regain a point of damage previously suffered, so pretty cool there. Now, the more expensive unit is the Spearman. They will gain the Phalanx rule though, which is really fun. What Phalanx does is stops a lot of your opponent's charge benefit rules actually being able to work. Units with charge in the unit's front will not get the Thunderous Charge special rule, and in addition, cavalry and large cavalry and units with the Flyer that make unhindered charges will suffer a -1 to hit modifier in the subsequent melee. So really, really solid. The last thing you can build out of these 30 men-at-arms is men-at-arms crossbows. These have crossbows with a 24-inch range, piercing 1, and the pot shot rule as well. Now, next we have 3 Elohai. These are the giant winged angel warriors you see there. They're a large infantry unit, and they've got crushing strength 1 with fly, inspiring, and iron resolve. Now, they can take Celestial Fury, where they'll lower their defense to a 4+, but they will gain Crushing Strength 2 for free, which is really nice. On top of this, you also have Divine Fervor, which is a unit special rule. While this unit is engaged with an enemy unit, friendly core units with the human keyword that are engaged with the same enemy unit will have the elite melee. So a fantastic support unit with one of your other big units. Moving on, we then have some Paladins, and we've got 2 different types. The first of them being 10 Paladin Foot Guard. Now, Paladin Foot Guard are a more elite infantry unit, coming in at 100 points for a troop, which is 20 more than the Spearman and 30 more than the Swordsman. But they do have the Headstrong rule as well. What this is going to do is, if this unit with this rule begins its turn wavering, you roll a die before declaring a movement order, including halt for this unit. On a 3+, it shrugs off the effect of the wavering and is disordered instead, and adjust any counters as required. So, pretty cool stuff. They also have melee 3+ and defense 5+, so they're really super, buffed up from the regular sort of men-at-arms troops. You can choose to equip them and upgrade them as Paladin Defenders, where they will gain the Aura Elite melee, but this can only be for regiments. You can choose to exchange your shields for 2-handed weapons, lowering your defense to a 4+, but giving you Crushing Strength 1. And you can also choose to take Aegis Fragments as well, which is a once per game item specific to the Basileans. When this unit's Iron Resolve is used, it can regain a maximum of 2 points of damage previously suffered instead of just 1, which is pretty cool. Now, next up, we have the Paladin Knights. These are pretty similar to what we just said. You're going to have Headstrong, Iron Resolve, but you get Thunderous Charge 2 in there. Cavalry, heavy cavalry, melee 3+, defense 5+, they can take an Aegis Fragment. They're pretty much the unit we've just been through, but, with some Thunderous Charge and cavalry movement. Now, the last thing we get in here is a Dictator. This is one of the many different heroes, and I really do like the Dictator. So, Crushing Strength 2, Duelist, Individual, Inspiring, Iron Resolve, and Mighty. It's a pretty solid little hero, all in all. Now, you can upgrade this model with an Iron Discipline, which is a special ability specific to this model. Unless disordered at the start of each of your range phases, you can select a friendly core unit within range that has a human keyword, 12-inch range, and a line of sight. That unit immediately suffers D3 points of damage, however they will gain the Vicious Melee and Inspiring Self until the start of their following turn. No nerve tests are required for the damage done. So effectively, hit some of his buddy and go get them, lads. And so, looking at where to go next, One thing the original Force in that box set doesn't really have is a more faster moving unit that is also nimble on the tabletop. And for me, this is definitely the Sisterhood Panther Lancers. Now, they are a cavalry unit. They're not quite as offensively good as the Paladin Knights. They've only got melee 4+, and defense 3+, but they do have nimble and vicious melee along with their Thunderous Charge 1 in there. The nimble and the speed increase to 10 instead of 8 that the Paladin Knights have, I think is a big difference. Not only that, but they're one of the coolest looking units in the army. I think they can bring a lot to the table. Now, if we're going to look at maybe some other line units, the Ogre Palace Guard are really fun. These are melee 3+, defense 5+. They're a super powerful unit. Crushing Strength 2 off the bat with Brutal there as well, and Iron Resolve. They're going to pack out 9 attacks for a regiment of 3 of them. They're going to be a really powerful unit on the tabletop. Now, a tie-in I particularly like for the army is definitely going to be the Phoenix. This is a really interesting unit, and not necessarily the most damage-dealing monster or titan in the game. It has a lot of utility. Now, first of all, you've got Crushing Strength 1, Fly, Nimble, and Regeneration 4+, and you've also got your Fire Sparks in there for an 8-inch range, 10 attack, steady aim weapon. It also has the Spell Heal 5, as well as the Spellcaster 0. Now, you can choose to upgrade this model to an Ancient Phoenix where you lower defense to 2+, while also losing the Nimble special rule, and you'll change your regeneration to 3+ instead, which is pretty cool, and gain both Radiance of Life and Cloak of Death special rules as well. Now, what these are going to do is effectively, in an aura around it, it will do damage to your opponent's units, but also heal your own units as well, on top of your own heal spell from it. This can be a really nice piece to bring into your force. Lastly, we have the Heavy Arbalest. This is a cool artillery piece, can provide some definite long-range firepower for your force, and help take out some of those bigger enemy monster and enemy titan targets as well. 48-inch with Blast D3, Piercing 2, Reload, and Shattering. It's a really nice, powerful war engine. And so here we have our sample army list for the Basileans. And also, just want to say for something for a sec, the artwork for the Basileans really is amazing. So, first of all, we have a Men-at-Arms Spearman Regiment. I just think Phalanx, for the extra points you're paying, will always be the way to go. Now we then got Paladin Foot Guard in there with two-handed weapons. I like the Paladin Foot Guard with the two-handed weapons as a nice support unit. The Men-at-Arms Spearman will hold the line, and the Paladin Foot Guard can be a really good counterpunch piece. Men-at-Arms Crossbowmen for a troop in there as well, unlocked thanks to that regiment, along with the Dictator with the Iron Discipline rule as well. This is a really nice solid base to the force. You know, we've got a big block, we've got shooting, we've got a character to back them up, and we also have, you know, a counter-punchy, offensive-focused infantry unit. Now we then have the Elohai as well, which can help hold the line, but also be used as a more interactive piece on the table as well, thanks to their flight and fast movement, and they've taken Celestial Fury. And then we've got the Paladin Knights in there, along with the Sisterhood Panther Lancers, both of them in troops, giving us some good cavalry, and the Phoenix in there for a really nice utility piece with the Ancient Phoenix upgrade. Now, if you've been playing some games with the Basileans in Kings of War, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your favourite pieces to bring. What would you do with the initial box set down in the comments below? And so that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below. And also, don't forget to drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server that's linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. Either by grabbing yourself some channel merch, either through our Ko-fi or Teespring stores, or by supporting us directly via Patreon and YouTube members. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revan R, Pink Nuka Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. And a special thanks to Lady Witchfox R and all the amazing people who do the moderation of our Discord server and groups who make everything we do possible. Thank you all so much once again for watching, for supporting the channel. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.